this handsome boy today?
Hi,
And-
Adya.
And what is this beautiful hat? Is the hat going to appear in the story tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so this handsome boy here is Arav, and I'm Preeti. Welcome to our channel. If you are new here, do let us know who you are in the comment section, like our friends are saying hello to us. Hi, Neha. Are you
Hi.
attending the session or is it your child? Let us know in the comment section the name of the child,
Tell
okay?
us your name, please.
Right, let's see.
Hi, Neerav.
Hi, Neerav. Who else is there? Hi,
Hi,
Adya.
Adya.
Who
Hi,
else is there? Hi, Arav. Hi, Arav. All right. So today is a story.
Did we forget to introduce ourselves?
I already did. So tonight the story is very special. It's about my favorite things. I love birds. The story is about birds. I love bear. You know why?
Because
they're
they're so cuddly.
The story is about bear, and I love magic. So there's also magic in the story. Isn't it amazing, Arav?
Yes.
So let's find out what is the name of the story. Will the magic hat tell us the name of the story?
Oh, hi, Neha. Since you said it's me, attend.
Neha is attending the session, all right. So come, Neha, let's sing the magic words with us, okay? The magic hat is shaking. The magic hat is shaking. Everybody, the magic hat is shaking. What do the magic hat have for us?
You
What's the
have
name
to
of the
say
story?
magic potion then.
What's the magic potion?
Abracadabra, nothing.
Abracadabra, nothing. And what is there in the magic hat? Arav, can you show me the magic hat?
A story.
What? There's another hat in the magic hat? So the story is about Mr. Brown's fantastic hat. Let's go and meet Mr. Brown. Who do you think is Mr. Brown, Arav? Who do you think Mr. Brown is?
A bear.
Oh, thank you so much, Neha. Hi, Sindhu. Mr. Brown is a bear. Do you think so?
Yes.
Let's find out.
His hat.
Mr. Brown is a bear. You were right, Arav. Yay! Mr. Brown lived alone. People were frightened of him and they stayed away from Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown had no friends and he didn't want any friends. I wonder why, Arav. I have so many friends and I always want to make more friends. And here is Mr. Brown. He has 0 friends and he don't want to make any friends. I wonder why. Can you guess why he doesn't want to make any friends, buddy?
I don't know.
I also don't know. Let's find out. Mr. Brown had a smart hat he would wear everywhere, okay? When he went for long walks, when he went for short walks, whenever he stepped out of the house, he used to wear his smart hat. Can you see the color of the hat in the picture?
It's white.
It's almost white, right? He told himself his life was perfect without anybody fussing over him. But secretly, Mr. Brown was very lonely. One day, while Mr. Brown was sleeping, a woodpecker flew down and started pecking on Mr. Brown's hat, and he tapped a hole in his hat. He thought, what a wonderful nest this hat would make. Can you see Mr. Brown's hat is a bit taller?
Yeah.
There's so much space over there in the tall hat.
Yep.
So the woodpecker started pecking the hat and he wanted to make a nest there because he thought it would be very cozy to live in Mr. Brown's hat. Would you love to live in Mr. Brown's hat if it's very big and I can make you a house there?
No.
No? Are you scared of the bear, Arav?
Type of.
Okay. So now when Mr. Brown woke up and saw what had happened, what happened to my hat? He was shocked. He didn't like anybody coming near him. But That was only the beginning. The woodpecker soon told all his friends about the wonderful new home and invited them all to join him. Then the woodpecker pecked more holes in the head. Peck, 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 peck here, peck here, peck here, peck here, everywhere. No, 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 stop it at once, shouted Mr. Brown, because he was terrified with the idea of so many birds living in his hat. But Mr. Brown couldn't stop the birds from coming. Whenever he would take a nap and he would get up, there would be a new hole in his head and it would be a new bird's nest. So many nests in Mr. Brown's hat. I want you to look at the picture. Oh, can you look at the picture very well? Otherwise, I can make it big for you. Wait a second. Now you can look at the picture very well, right? Okay, let's go. At first, Mr. Brown, oh yeah, to Mr. Brown's amazement, you know what happened, Arab? Something magical happened. As more and more birds arrived on his hat, the hat grew taller and taller and taller. Can you see in the picture? See, picture 2 is taller than picture
1.
and picture 3 is taller than picture. And look at this picture. This is the tallest of all. How tall is the hat? I think it is as tall as Arab. Is the hat as tall as you?
If Mr. Brown stands, it will definitely be taller than
Mr. Brown will be the tallest person in the whole universe with such a tall hat, isn't it?
Yeah.
At first, Mr. Brown had no idea what to do, but slowly he started to enjoy the birds living on his hat and the birds singing as well as their beautiful company. His life certainly was not dull any longer. He was enjoying his life so much. Now, Mr. Brown loved to show off his hat to everybody. Everywhere he went, it was full of the music of singing birds. Arab, how do the birds make sound? That's the crow, the nice sound of the birds. The birds which come to your window and make the nice sound, right?
That's the same sound only.
Okay. Do you also hear the bird sound just like what Arab did? Okay, let's go back to the story. So he used to love to show his hat to everybody because now his tall hat was full of music of the singing birds. And other people thought this was a wonderful idea and they wanted to copy Mr. Brown. Soon, everyone in the town began to wear very tall hats. Do you know why? Because they wanted birds. But the birds preferred to stay with Mr. Brown no matter how hard people tried to persuade them. Hey, we will give you nice food. Come to our hat. Hey, we will give you like yummy treats. Come to our hat. But the bird said, no, 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 no. We want to live at Mr. Brown's hat. Sometimes they all went down to the beach. Mr. Brown and all the birds on his tall hat. And Mr. Brown would look out over the sea as the birds flew above him. And it was such a beautiful sight. Just imagine, Arab, if you go to the beach, you see a bear sitting over there with a tall hat. Yeah? And the birds flying all around him. I wish that would happen to me, you know. I want a tall hat. I want the birds.
That's impossible.
One cold autumn morning, Mr. Brown woke up to bring food for the birds, only to find out that they had all flown away. He felt very sad. Why would the birds leave him? Would he ever see his friends again? Maybe his life would be very lonely and quiet once more. He missed his new friend Zara. He was very sad. And then, just to convince himself, do you know what did he say? He said, I don't care where they have gone. Really, I don't. And he was preparing some food for the birds, just in case he thought if they decide to come back, they should have food. Then he said, I am not at all worried about them. And he looked out of his window. Each day, he used to look out of his window to look for the birds if they were coming back. Hey, Arab, do you think Mr. Brown means it? That he doesn't care for the bird, he's not worried about them, or is he just saying it? What do you think?
Just saying it.
I also think he's just saying it and he's missing the birds a lot, like very, very much. But after some days, even Mr. Brown could not convince himself that all the things that he was saying, like he doesn't care where the birds have gone, he's not worried about them, all these things were not true. And then you know what happened, Ara?
What?
The days became shorter and colder. Can you guess what season it is when the days are becoming shorter and colder?
Winter.
Winter. It was time to hibernate for the winter. That's a big word, Ara. What is the meaning of this word? What does it mean, hibernate?
Hibernate.
It means
To
pass the winter in a sleeping or resting state. That means the whole winter he's sleeping. Such a chill guy. I wish I could sleep the whole winter. Hey, but do you know there are no winters in Singapore? Like
True.
there's no snow, there's no cold. It's almost the same weather throughout the year. What about your place? Where do you live? Do you have winter? Does it become very cold?
In Kashmir it does.
In Kashmir it does. And what do bears do when it's winter time? They
Hibernate.
Will you remember this big word? Hibernate. Do you know a rhyming word with hibernate? Anything which rhymes with hibernate? Like mate? Hello, mate. Hibernate. Hello, mate. Why are you late? Let's hibernate. How about that? Any other word which ends with ate?
Hello, Kate.
Kate? Kate is not a word. I think it's a noun. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Do you know any other words? Any other words that ends with ate, that rhymes with hibernate? Slate? How about slate?
That doesn't mean anything.
Slate means something. It's a board where you can write with chalk. Okay, let's go back to the story. So, it was time to hibernate for the winter. And you know, only bears do that. Do you know any other animals which hibernate for the whole winter? Can you find out? This is our homework for today. We'll try to find out, okay?
A quiz?
Yeah, but we do know that bears definitely hibernate for the whole winter, right? Polar bears. I think you're right, Arav. But now, Mr. Brown,
Hey, wait a second. Birds, they do hibernate.
birds don't hibernate. Birds migrate. We will find out. However hard Mr. Brown tried to sleep, he couldn't sleep. He couldn't hibernate well. He was always waking up from his sleep. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he was thinking, who would look after the birds if they return? That's why he couldn't sleep properly, because he was worried about the little birdies. Eventually, his eyelids closed and he fell into a deep, deep, deep sleep. Snow fell gently and everything was quiet. But if you listen very carefully, you could hear Mr. Brown snoring. Otherwise, everything was very, very quiet. Outside, all was quiet and everything was covered in a blanket of white, cold snow.
Hey, I'm no bigger than this house, and Mr. Brown Bear's hat is way bigger than his
Hey,
own
can you
house.
see? Arab spotted this. Mr. Brown's hat is bigger than his house. Okay, one morning, Mr. Brown woke up after he finished his hibernation to the sound of knocking, knock, knock. He had been dreaming of the birds all this while, and he felt he could still hear the birds singing. The knocking seemed to be coming from outside. He wasn't hallucinating. He opened the door, and what did he see? What do you think he saw?
The birds again.
Yes, it was spring season. And there was the woodpecker again. While Mr. Brown was sleeping in his hat. No, while Mr. Brown was sleeping, his hat had grown roots under the soil and it became a tall tree with branches and fresh new leaves. Can you see the tall tree and the branches?
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah.
With so many branches and new leaves. The birds had spent the winter in warmer lands. You know where do birds go when it's winter season?
When?
They go to the south where it's warm. And they come back to their place when it's not winter anymore. You know what is this called? Migration. Will you remember?
Migration.
Migration. What does migration rhyme with?
Vibration.
Vibration. Yes, that's good.
Hibernation.
Hibernation. Hibernation is no word.
Hibernate.
Hibernation. Yeah. Good. Hibernation, migration. We learned 2 words today. Okay. So the birds, after spending the winter in south in the warmer lands, they had returned to their home. And what was their home, Ara? Where they used to live? Mr. Brown's hat. Mr. Brown was so happy to see his friends. At last, he could admit that this was better than being alone, having so many friends. Do you have a lot of friends, Ara?
Yeah, but may I tell you something?
Yeah.
It's impossible for a hat in real life to transform into a tree.
Yeah, in real life, there's no magic, right? A hat cannot transform into a tree. Hey, but do you have a lot of friends? Do you like being alone or do you like being with so many friends? And for today's quiz, right, let me ask you this. What was the name of the bird which started living in the Mr. Brown's hat?
Hey, but it did not mention.
No, they told the name of the bird. There are different kinds of bird, right? So what is the name of the bird? Which variety of bird made its nest in Mr. Brown's hat? I'll give you 3 options, okay? Was it a woodpecker? Was it a crow? Or was it a sparrow? You have to tell me which bird was it, okay?
Woodpecker.
You have to whisper it in my ears, otherwise everybody will know.
Sorry.
So I'm waiting for your answer. And also tell me in the comment section,
Woodpecker.
do you like to be alone or do you like so many friends, okay?
Woodpecker.
Let's see if you're getting any correct answer.
Woodpecker.
Arav, you're right, absolutely right. Arav is the winner of the quiz. Who else? Sia is a winner. Atharv, you are also the winner. Anirudh likes to have 100 friends?
Same.
Wow.
I like to have 100 friends.
Okay.
Woodpecker good.
Sindhu likes to be with friends and family. That's right. So many friends. And which bird is your favorite bird? Do you have a favorite bird?
Correct Nirav and correct Sindhu.
We have so many winners of the quiz, right? Do you have a favorite bird? Arav, do you have a favorite bird? For me, I think I love peacock because I love their colorful feathers.
I love a woodpecker.
Have you ever seen a woodpecker, Arav?
I mean a parrot. I love a parrot.
Arav, I love a parrot too.
Because they can talk.
They can talk, right? You can teach them to talk. That is so cool. What is your favorite?
That's why I love
What
a
is
parrot.
your favorite bird? Let me know. Which other bird? Do you know any other birds? Parrot, peacock, and pigeons. How about pigeons? Who loves pigeons?
National birds of India?
Okay, we are getting a question. Which is the national bird of India? It's peacock, isn't it? Oh, yes, Mishti, you're absolutely right. Mishti is the winner of today's quiz. Let's find out which is your favorite bird. Dove. Yes, Sindhu, that's a good one. You know, dove is a symbol of peace, Ara. Like truce. If you're fighting, in the earlier days, when they used to fight with somebody and when they wanted to make peace, right, they would send the dove birds. All the kings would do that. I love dove too. I love so many birds. You know, I also, is duck a bird? I like ducks also.
Yeah,
Especially they're like the beak I love.
ducks are birds.
Who likes pigeons? Sia likes pigeons. You know, in Bombay, there are lots of pigeons.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And they drop their droppings at your place. So I was troubled by the pigeons when I was in Bombay.
But I was born, so yeah, she always had to be with me since I was born in Bombay.
Alright, it was nice chatting with all of you and reading the story out to you. So this is our story number 41. Can you believe it? If you have missed out the previous stories, you can check them out on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. We'll see you tomorrow with another story. Take care of yourself and give a big warm hug to yourself. And do remember the 2 new words which we learned today. Hibernation
And
migration. Bears hibernate and birds migrate. All right?
And vibration.
And vibration. Okay. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow. Tata.
Bye. Tata.
Changu Mangu.
Bye.